So the big news for us is the move. So here's a quick view of my new office. So as you can see, my office is not ready yet. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But we had a bunch of other stuff going on this past month. One was we were sponsors of Manufacturing Works annual party. And Patty, Drew, Cassie, and myself hit the road on that. There's a link to a video about that down here. We also are creating a lot of videos, and these are more content-based videos as opposed to a lot of the stuff I've done on LinkedIn. And we're actually having a series of that Kurt's coming out with about the cloud and a lot of the cloud services that are available. So you can look forward to that coming out in June. And in August, spoiler alert, we're back to the arcades. That's right, we're going to be doing another annual arcade party that's going to be at the Quarter Up Bar. It's a video arcade bar, really cool place, and we will be dishing out drinks and appetizers for everybody. That's going to be on Thursday, August 11th from 4:30 to 6:30. We'd love to see everybody there. Also, one of the things that we're really doing a lot of work on, and this is particularly on the part of Jesse and Jeff. Jeff, of course, the service desk czar, and Jesse, our new client relations manager. And they're working on really digging down and creating better metrics so that we can have a better handle on our response time for clients, because that's important. We know it. Here's another thing. Microsoft recently announced that they're going to be making a multi-factor authentication requirement for Microsoft 365 subscriptions. And that's going to affect a lot of folks out there. Wondering how it's going to affect you? Reach out. Happy to talk to you about it. Also, Microsoft's 365's price increase. We've been delaying it as much as we can, but starting in July, it is fully implemented. So want to know how to minimize that cost or impact? Let us know. We'll help you on that as well. Rest of the time, I want to talk about the move and talk a little bit of nostalgia, not about where we're at, but where we were. Memories. Never mind. We'll talk about the new place next month. Okay, so Simplex-IT has moved, and I'd like to take you on a bit of a okay, maybe we're not really ready for the tour. Let's instead take a look at where we came from. So it was about 6 years ago that Simplex-IT moved here. The Stratford building in the basement, which is kind of a cool place, actually. I often said that if you ever want to murder somebody in a classy place, this was the building to do it. But we liked it. It has kind of a Gothic view to it, older building and the like. And for 6 years, Simplex-IT did a lot of good things here. And we grew. We had about 12 employees, I think, when we moved here 6 years ago. Been in 2016. And here it is, 2022. We actually have more like 26 employees, and we actually increased our square footage up to about 5,000 square feet. But the paradox is that almost nobody works at the office. Everybody works from home. So we tried some negotiations, cutting down the size and all that kind of thing, but in the end we decided it was time to move. And so we bid a fond farewell. But we are going to get a little nostalgic here. We had a lot of visitors here because we did webinars, luncheonars, open houses, quarterly client training. And so we had a lot of people signing our walls. And we've got a couple good pictures of it. And we'll do something similar at our new place, but we still have to figure out what. And this room is actually, for all purposes, where Comets was started, in terms of formally putting together that whole program and coming up with the processes as far as selling and marketing and the like. Right before the pandemic hit, we added our last 1,500 feet or so, which was the sales and marketing area for Patty's sales and marketing director, her team, even to the point where when we started doing the videos for the They Ask You Answer series of stuff we're working on now, we were able to create Drew's Production Den. Yep. Drew's our video guy. One of the things I've often talked about has been one of our secret weapons, and that was Morgan. And for those of you who were thinking that Morgan was a figment of my imagination, Morgan was and is the massage therapist who had her office down the hallway. Hello. And one of the best things we ever did was to essentially offer to give massages to any of the employees who were in. And she's looking at me like, what are you doing?
No, I mean, that's always how I'm looking at you, Bob.
That is true. I can't argue with that.
That's always the look.
But when we basically started everybody working from home, we couldn't do that as much. So what we did instead was we put snacks outside in the hallway.
Yes.
For Morgan.
And the baby.
And the baby. It was all for the baby, actually.
I've been so sad all day looking down there, not seeing it.
You mean not seeing me?
No, the snacks.
The snacks. Okay, I can't argue with that. Gonna miss you too. Yeah. Bottom line, it's a bittersweet time. 6 good years here, and I think it was 5 or so years at our previous building, house really. But we're moving on to a cool place, and that'll be part of next month's video. Not ready to show it yet, but I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the architecture. I'm gonna miss the layout, some of the flexibility we had with the offices, and some of the people, even Morgan. And for those of you who are talking, we've left snacks out for delivery people and other tenants for the last year or so since the campaign started, thanks to my granddaughter Kylie's idea. So, cool. Gonna miss it. Okay, I'm not gonna miss everything.